We'll explore how European financial instruments and cross-border initiative can become real engines of growth and resilience of Ukraine. And I'm really very honored to introduce speakers of our panel. We will have first Deputy Minister for Development of Communities and Territories of Ukraine, Alena Shkrum, who will join us online very soon. Today with us is Ms. Christina Shirak, President, National Confederation for Women's Entrepreneurship in Romania, and Vitaly Bezgin, Chairman of the Subcommittee on Administrative and Territorial Structure and Local Self-Government, Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine. And together with us is also Svetlana Blinova, Manager of the Cities for Cities United for Ukraine project from Ukraine. And Alena Shkrum is already with us, and actually I suggest that we will start from asking actually Alena how our regional ministry sees inter-regional cooperation, how what change is, and which pros and cons do we have now, and how we all together can make it better. Alena, floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Svetlana. Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me and see me well. Hello. It's an honor to start this discussion. It's an honor to talk to you. I wish I could be there with you personally. However, I have to do it online from Ukraine, Kiev. And thank you for this opportunity. Well, dear colleagues, well, first of all, let me say that for us today, it is not just particularly important to strengthen our cross-border cooperation, but we have to use it, and we have no other choice than to learn how to use it best as a tool for ensuring sustainable reconstruction and long-term development. We are doing it in different circumstances. We are doing it during martial law, in time of full-scale invasions that we faced, during the shelling, during blackouts, under the bombs, with the protection of energy facilities that we need. However, this cooperation between our border regions, and especially between Ukraine and Romania, have shown already unique potential, strengthening economic integration, improving the living conditions in communities, ensuring security across the entire region, but most of all, showing the future, showing hope, and showing the positive possibilities, even in those dark times and difficult times, for a lot of Ukrainians and a lot of people. And we hope that it shows it both ways for our European partners as well, and for Romanian colleagues as well. The cross-border cooperation for us, it's not just the European Union instrument anymore. It is an effective mechanism for bringing together the efforts of the business, of the local governments, communities, and addressing common challenges and developing infrastructure and modernizing services and creating new economic opportunities and realities. So we actually have no other choice than to learn how to use all of those mechanisms better, than to learn fast, and to make the best of all of the partnerships and friendships that we develop. The role of communities and business cannot be, strengthened, cannot be underlined more. Local communities today are becoming centers of recovery. The recovery does not start in Kiev. The recovery does not start with the decision of the ministries. It starts with the need of communities. It starts with the ideas of communities. It starts with the sometimes quite innovative demands of communities, and they are really becoming the centers of recovery, and this is how it should be. And we are here to help them. We are here to look for money, for grant, for credit, for possible European Union programs, for other facilities, for new coalitions, for new projects, and basically to bring those possibilities to them. Communities understand local needs best. They can set priorities, obviously, with our help and with our national level priorities, and develop quality projects. The development of quality projects is still incredibly lacking in capacity, and we completely understand that. Some of the local communities have no possibilities right now to do it, so they need your help, they need your expertise, they need your background, and they need your experience in the European Union how to do that. Businesses, also private, innovative, and flexible, play a key role in creating jobs, in investment in production and logistics modernization, in developing the new services and technologies. And those cooperation between Ukraine and Romanian communities, universities, businesses, associations, I think already demonstrate significant potential, from developing border infrastructure and logistic corridors to improving the environmental security, to the green recovery that we do together, to social services, and to responding to those difficult challenges caused by war with the new possibilities and with the new perspectives in mind. The European Union also plays an incredible role in providing Ukraine with unprecedented level of support, including Ukraine Facility, European Investment Bank, European Bank of Reconstruction and Development instruments, Interact Next, European Neighborhood Instrument on cross-border cooperation programs. And these instruments ensure the restoration of critical community infrastructure that we are also responsible for, such as heating, water supply, schools and hospitals, support for small and medium-sized businesses, modernization of transport corridors with the European TNT corridors in mind, and crossing border points on the Ukrainian and Romanian border, developing of joint initiatives and environmental projects in the Danube region that we both work in and share, and expansion of grant support programs for communities and non-governmental initiatives. All that actually creates quite powerful possibilities for modernization, integration, and strengthening the resilience of the regions. However, there is much more room for new ideas, new projects, needs, and developments. And here we really need your help and cooperation. What is needed to strengthen Ukrainian-Romanian cooperation today? I would say 5 things. First of all, open more opportunities for communities and businesses through training, through consultation, through project support, with Interact, through other mechanisms. Also create those mechanisms together with the European Union. Second, create partnerships between Romanian and Ukrainian communities, especially in the areas of reconstruction, in the areas of logistics and water supply. This is somewhere where we can help, and digital transformation, where I think our experience could be very valuable to Romanian side and to Romanian communities as well. Third, engage more the private sector in the long-term investment, particularly through using EU guarantees, EU loans and grants. And here again, we are open to facilitate that, and we would love to see Romanian businesses being more involved in this cooperation. 4, ensure the transparency and effective project monitoring with increasing of the trust of international partners and accelerating the attraction of additional investment. And 5th, last but not least, we are very open and possible for the conclude of agreement on joint control of persons, vehicles, goods and items as joint crossing point of Ukrainian-Romanian state border, with the aim of developing cross-border cooperation, good neighborly relations, mutual understanding, and also combating the unlawful activities or illegal migration when it happens, as well as simplifying the whole procedures on the border crossing points. This is something that our ministry is also in charge of. So obviously the cross-border points are the face of our common cooperation, the first things that businesses and people see when they move through. So dear colleagues, Ukrainian reconstruction is not just about physical rebuilding. Actually, it's not at all about physical rebuilding. It's about hope. It's about the future. It's about rebuilding back better. It's about the formation of resilient and economic active community and integrated communities. And this cross-border cooperation with Romania is exactly the format that combines all of that combines security, development, innovation, and European integration in mind. We here highly appreciate the support of EU and Romanian partners. I really appreciate events like that, and I hope that we will get a lot of new ideas and possibilities out of this discussion today. And I think now it's the best time to expand joint projects, deepen businesses and community participations, community to community, communities to business, communities to government, and government to government as well, and strengthen the cooperation of our common European future. Thank you so much, and I wish you a very pleasant and very fruitful discussion.
Alena, thank you very much. Your insights were very helpful and important for all of us. But are you going to stay with us all the time, or are you going to leave?
I'm staying for now, and I would be happy to hear from you.
Okay, so then we'll come back to you in a while. And actually, I would like to move to Ukrainian parliaments. As Alyona mentioned, a lot was done and is done at the level of Ukrainian government, but I also know that a lot of changes were introduced in the parliamentarian level, especially in changing Ukrainian legislation just to make cooperation, intergovernmental, cross-border cooperation more visible and more practical. Vitaly, could you please share with us what main changes were done by Ukrainian parliaments just to make Ukrainian legislature closer to the European legislation and just to enable a lot of different projects of cooperation?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, thank you for all organizers and the Romanian side for this event, for our possibility to get this discussion, to talk about cooperation on the level of the local, regional and national authorities. I think if we are talking generally about Ukraine right now, the state, we got two main tasks. Yeah, it's to survive like a state, sovereign, independent state, and to become a EU member state. When we are talking about EU integration, EU accession process, we must understand that it's just not governmental squares coming into EU. We are talking about any municipality, even the smallest village, because all implementation must be realized on this basic level of the government itself. If we are talking about legislation, if we are talking about legislation, honestly, in my point of view, last 2 years we got a huge progress. We updated our legislation about international cooperation for the local and regional level. And honestly, at this moment, we got no barriers for any cooperation between Ukrainian municipalities, not just cross-border with European partners, but mostly when we are talking about Kherson, Zaporizhia and other regions, which got no border, got no experience how to cooperate with our European partners, but got no barriers. The most important that we are talking not just about Ukrainian legislation, we're also talking about the same position, the same vision from the side of the European Commission. Because right now, from the January the 1st of 2025, all Interreg programs, especially Interreg Europe, is open not just for cross-border cooperation, but for any Ukrainian municipalities. Another question is, of course, the question of the capacity. Course, when we are talking about municipalities near the border with Poland, Romania, Hungary, of course, historically, they got this level of cooperation, they got knowledge, they got their friends, partners, and so on. When we are talking about Kherson, when we are talking about the Kharkiv region, of course, they got less possibility, they got honestly less time. International cooperation is not just priority number one. Because you need to survive, you need to do something with drones, you need to do something with missile attacks, that's on. So right now in Ukraine we got also projects named Shoulder to Shoulder. I think we even got the executive director of this project right now in this hall. And it's about, in my point of view, really important thing how to merge municipalities from the western part of Ukraine and eastern part of Ukraine. But the next step must be triple partnership. When we are talking about our partner from the EU member states and two partners from Ukraine. Honestly, in my point of view right now, we got not so high level of cooperation between Ukrainian and Romanian municipalities and regions. Right now we got 112 partnership and it's, we got with Poland 6 times more. With Germany 3 times more, but Germany is not our neighbor. So I think we got the huge zone for the growth in this part.
But why it happens so? Why the cooperation is not so deep and active between Ukrainian and Romania?
I think it's mostly internal question when we are talking about the EU inside. Because in my point of view, Poland is country number 1 in operation with European funding, with European programs, especially on the level of gminas and the level of the powiats. Unfortunately, another Eastern European countries are not so active in this process, how to work as European programming. But I mean, right now we got an opportunity to progress together because Ukraine is in the focus, in a political focus of all European processes. And one more, when we are talking about legislation, this great banner from Mr. POPADYUK, it's the number 1 of draft laws. And it's also about capacity, because honestly, one of the biggest challenges right now in Ukraine, it's of course human resources. unfortunately, we got a high level of depopulation, and not just in a combat zone, but also even in Western Ukrainian municipalities. And the biggest question and the problem is how to involve, how to headhunt these young, smart people to the public service, to the local self-governments. And this draft law is about how to pay this stuff from the money which came from the side of the European Union, European programs. I hope, Igor, that we will be successful in second reading. Not this year, unfortunately, not this year, because a lot of internal political, not problems, but challenges. But I think that also it's one step more. I think I also need to talk about one more initiative. I'm talking about the Carpathian initiative. It's one of the initiatives of our presidential office when we are talking about our negotiations with the European Commission about additional macro-regional program for the budget period 2028-2034. And we are talking about 43 regions in this process, 18 from Romania, 4 from Ukraine, and another from the 6 other European countries, mostly EU member states except Ukraine. And right now we are talking about such a program with the budget part. We are not just talking about the cross-border cooperation, but about the macro-regional project as about, for example, Danube strategy or Alpine strategy in European society. So I hope that that also be an option for us to be successful in involving EU funding for the Ukrainian restoration. But honestly, right now, when we are talking about cooperation, we are not talking mostly about humanitarian aid. Yeah, we are mostly talking about how to realize project together, how to be strong together, and how to become, with Romania, for example, new Poland, when we are talking about the job, about the activity, and about the effectiveness in work with European funding and European programs. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And now let's move to people who make project real and on whose shoulders are the whole responsibility how to move from theory to the practice. And I would like to ask Christina, as representative of Romanian business and especially as a Women Entrepreneurship Federation of Romania, about her experience of cooperation with Ukraine, which pros and cons do you see, and how cooperation has changed since the start of the war?
Thank you, and thank you all to be here. First of all, I would like to notice a little bit about what I am doing and what I am representing. So the CONAF, it's the largest confederation, national confederation for female entrepreneurship in Romania. More than 10,000 companies are members, and our aim is to sustain and promote female entrepreneurship. If you look only to the name of the confederation, you can think it's about only Romania. But it's not like that. It's about more like that. It's about creating bridges. So 15 years ago, European Commission nominated me like official female entrepreneurs ambassador for female entrepreneurs. Since then, we create a network along the Europe, not necessarily along only to the EU members countries. 2 years ago, George Scutaru, New Strategy Center, invited me to be part of the Romanian delegation to the national security debate in Kiev. Because if you want to understand the war, you need to feel it. It's one to read newspapers or to have empathy, and is another one to travel to Kiev, to stay with the others in the same room when the drones are active. Now, 2 years ago, I understood what means the war, which is the role of the women, because on the street, but not only on the street, in businesses and everywhere, the women has an important role. either if it's raising the children, take care of the houses, or being the most important, how to say it, run it the drones, because you have women which are there, part of the war. In that moment, I promised myself to not be only a watcher, to become an important part of reconstruct Ukraine. I returned in Romania and I started to think how we can help. We create a partnership with the Ukraine embassy here in Bucharest. We develop a project, Empowering Hope. Empowering Hope is not only to debate and spread the hope. It's to create instruments for the Ukrainians who are living day by day here in Romania to understand which are the barriers and how can we make for them Romanian better. So after that, we started to sign partnership with the National Institute of Culture Romanian in Romania. And because we understood the language, I know, looks easy, but the language, it's the most important barrier for Ukrainians who are living in Romania, and there are thousands, not only women, children also, and men also. So we started to teach them Romanian by free. So in 6 cities, the most important 6 cities in Romania, right now this program is active. We don't stop only to teach them the Romanian language. We help them to understand our health system, our education system, how to apply for a job, how to integrate them, because 4 years ago, we hoped the war will stop soon. 4 years later, we still hope this war to be ended. This program, Empowering Hope, is still active, but we didn't stop only on this. 1 year ago, exactly 1 year ago in December, we've been to Cernăuți with thousands of aids for children and for women, because we understood staying across the border and watch what's happened in Ukraine, it's not enough. It's not enough to send money or repatriate or doing other things. We need to be there. So we did that by example. We take it with us, dozens of women, female entrepreneurs. We create also partnership with all the female organizations from Ukraine. We are in contact. We do a lot of sessions of rebuild trust, because it's very important. When they lose trust or they need a light or hope, we are there. It's not easy. Not easy at all. Not for Ukrainian, not for us, which we are part on this. I don't want to use a negative word, so on this disaster which we live, because economical, social, and political, it's not safe for anyone. But staying together, creating opportunities, I think it's the only way to resist, because we are doing that. Thank you.
Christina, thank you very much for all your support for Ukrainian female entrepreneurs and for everything you do for Ukraine. And now I would like to move to Svetlana Blinova. Svetlana, your initiative Cities for Cities United for Ukraine has connected Ukrainian municipalities with European partners since the start of a full-scale invasion. What do you see as the strongest result of this cooperation so far, and what has been the key to making the partnership real effective?
Thank you for this question, and thank you for this invitation to this event. Yes, our initiative, we started with full-scale invasion, and what we are doing, it's about twin cities, sister cities, or municipal partnership. But what does it mean in practical? When you have a friend in the European Union, and you can call and ask how we can prepare for European Union public procurement procedures. You know, it's not easy. But at the same time, a partner from European Union can call to you and ask, what are your protocols for evacuating children or in schools or providing first aid? Just in Sweden alone, for last year, were 2 shootings in the schools. And unfortunately, Ukraine very, very experienced and very resilient in that case. So Ukrainian municipalities are ready to share our experience, and we are very, have strong experience in that. You know, when missile attack in my city in Lviv, just in 15 minutes, my municipality on that place. And with that team, head of tourism department, you can ask me why tourism, it was missile attack. Because she know personally all local business. She know head of hotels, of restaurants, and she can call and ask, could you help us? 10 families lost their home. Could you help us? Yes. So, what are you talking about? Now, our panel, it's about cross-border cooperation, but I would like to ask you, let's build more municipal partnerships, not just with the borders. What cases we have best? For instance, Lviv and Mechelen, Belgium. Together we have built a place for people who survived after Russian tortures and captivity, and it's about mental health. But we also gave back. 20 people from Mechelen, civil protection team, came to study our resilience practices. And I've read the update of European cohesion policy, and till 2027, they highlight new point, common safe Europe. And we need to cooperate together because of that. Second point, we need to prepare municipalities to work with European funds. Many, many times during this conference, many people also now be talking about that. Yesterday, Monica from a local consulting agency said that Romania lost and should return to European Union $9 billion, because they didn't manage that. And for instance, we had experience, we found that Cities for Cities Academy and 5,000 representatives of municipal representatives now learning there, and we just need your experience. We just want to come to Romanian municipalities and have like internship or courses and look how you work, how you manage this project, how you write, how you report. It's also very, very important. And together we can create such programs. We have, you know, when the war started, we started work like mentors for one municipality. It's a small municipality now, it's Latopil in Kherson region. They didn't have any partners, and our mentors helped to them. Now they have built local development agency. They have small team, but they are independent. They have financing for their team, not from budget. And they found 5 partners for future projects, and they already success in this project. So small push to municipalities who never had any partners, who didn't have this experience, will help them. And last one point, partnership between cities, it's a partnership between people. We also talked a lot about that. But partnerships also need an infrastructure. When we started, for instance, in Sweden, we had just 1 partnership, but now we have 45. Why? Because we have big team with facilitators who match communities. Second, we have, you mentioned about language barrier. I started to learn my English because of full-scale invasion just 4 years ago. Sorry for my mistakes. But, you know, it's possible and it's very important. Unfortunately, in some Ukrainian municipalities, they still in this way. So sometimes we need simultaneous translation, and we provide that. Second, it's luxury maximum, small funds for common projects. Because, yes, we talked a lot about European Union project, but it's not easy. For instance, in Sweden case, in Germany case, we have small little project which you can apply and realize together. And last one, it's resources for visit. We can't build trust, we can't build partnership without like personal meetings. Thank you.
Thank you very much. As our conference in general is about future, it's about security, opportunities and investment. Everyone from you have already own experience of dealing with different projects, of making them possible or impossible. And my question to everyone from you, what was the main obstacles on the way to cross-border cooperation, to municipal cooperation, and what should be done to make it real, faster, quicker, and it means that how we can use opportunities created by the war for prosperous Ukraine and prosperous municipalities. Christina, shall we start from you?
I was thinking obstacle. So for me, the most difficult it was to bring all the Ukrainians who live in Romania in the same database. So some of them I found it to the Ukrainian embassy. The others was in other groups on Facebook or other social media. So right now we only suppose how many are living on the Romanian territories because we don't have a database exactly. We don't know where they are located, meaning me. Probably the Romanian government, I don't know, they know, but they aren't public information. Because, you know, when you are an NGO, you don't have the access to the all information. So for us to help them, one of the obstacles it was this, to create a database and then to let them know which are the benefits from the projects. Another one, it was most of them, they don't know English. They don't know Romanian. And it was difficult. I had a press release to the ICR, it's the Romanian Cultural Institute. We bring 100 or more in the room, and I was starting to talk in English, and after 10 minutes I realized they don't understand anything. One woman raised their hand and said, "Stop, please, we don't understand." And I realized we think of great things like money, cooperation from cities, everything, but we don't think to the smallest needs they have. So after that, we hire interpreter, people to translators, because they don't know Romanian, they don't know English, so they don't know how to read on the website with information, to access the basic services. So I think this, what we've been through, it's the same in Poland, it's the same in Germany, everywhere. But when we talk with the Romanian governmental agency, they say everything is all right because they have funds, they have financial aids for schools, but the needs are when you don't expect it. I ask them why they don't apply for a job, not to live from the Romanian ads. And they answer me very simple. Because if we go to that job, we don't understand anything. And they keep living here with the hope one day they will return in Ukraine. But this hope, it's postponed for more than 4 years. Another kind of situation which I solve it, even if it looks so simple and banal, it's a mother wanted to go to the doctor with her son, but the doctor didn't talk Ukrainian, and the mother didn't talk English, so she didn't understood anything, even if the healthcare system it's free for everyone, for Romanian, for Ukrainians, for everyone. So I think we need to think not only to rebuild Ukraine, but helping the Ukrainians who are living on Romania, on other countries, because it's necessary to be a good host for them.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned very important point because first of all, people to start to cooperate, people need to start to understand each other, and without language, it's just impossible, even on human basis. And as I understood, a lot is done on this way, and it will be done even more. And it's a lot of initiative also introduced by host countries, for example, like I know in Germany, in London, and in other European countries, people were like really fostered to go to these language courses, because otherwise how you can work, what can you do? And you cannot like live all the time in waiting status. Just as Christina told, hope is postponed for 4 years and you don't know for how long it will be postponed more. But Vitaly, from your point of view, what are the main problems and how we can do it more effective?
Yeah, I think I'll talk about two parts. First of all, it's about internal Ukrainian problem, and I agree with colleagues. So when we are talking about any cooperation, we need to start from communication. And of course, about the knowledge of English, for example, that's quite a huge problem. When we are talking about such international programs, I mean, our recommendation for any community in Ukraine is just 2 points. First of all, you need English or French-speaking manager, because we are talking for international languages, especially for cooperation with the European Commission, for example. And another point, of course, you need project managers in this process, because without this, I mean, no chance to be successful on European level. If you got 0 in this point, I think on next, for example, elections, if you're a politician, you will not win, because it's about our European future. And yeah, colleague told us her example about communication just about humans. I'm talking about institutions, but the problem is the same. First of all, of course, that's the question of communication and the basic knowledge. But if we are talking about, I think, external problem of a cooperation between Ukrainian municipalities and our foreign partners, I think the risk number one, I think sometimes our partners need to understand the reality. I mean, when we are talking about cooperation, when we are talking about our experience, unfortunately, that's also experience which needed for our partners from nearest countries. I mean, if you are near the Russian border, for example, Baltic countries, if you are in Poland, if you're in Romania, if you're in Hungary, I mean, you need to understand how it works. You need to understand how to manage territory in the combat zone. You need to understand how to react. Because maybe, unfortunately, but maybe in a few years, there will be new reality all over Europe. You must understand. Yeah, right now, Ukraine defends not just Ukraine. Right now, Ukraine defends all European democracy. But who knows what will be in a few next years if Ukraine will be not successful on this point. So I think we need to understand. Everyone needs to wake up and understand that reality and the war is near here. And it's not about the language, it's also about the problems of management, crisis management and understanding. So that's my main message. Thanks.
Vitaly, you brought up very important point actually on national, local, governmental levels that our partners need to understand us. It seems to me that everyone on our levels does really a lot to make it successful. But maybe you have some special advice to all participants at our panel, what we can do more, how we can deep the understanding what is really going on in Ukraine.
For me, yeah. I mean, the recommendation is the same, more communication, especially on horizontal level, on level of citizens, on level of municipalities. And you know, we are here, you know, you got no alarm, you got no problems with electricity. But before this panel, I got a conversation with my colleagues from Kherson regions. Guys, let's come, okay, maybe not to Kherson, but not to Lviv. Sorry, not to Lviv. Lviv is also a great place, but unfortunately, not unfortunately, the great news of the war is not just in Lviv. To understand the reality, you need to come more and more near the front line. Like, for example, your example about Kyiv. If you are not in Kyiv, but Kyiv, it's not the most dangerous place in Ukraine. It's not Kherson, not Kharkiv, not Sumy region. How you can talk about the management, about the problems, about the challenges. I mean, it's just, it's about a partly fake reality, yeah? But you need to come and you need to understand. And I think that's one of the key moments, key issues, how to build such a transparent cooperation, communication, partnership, friendship, so on. That's about it.
One night under the shelter.
Yeah, 1 night in shelter, yeah,
yes.
yeah, that's it.
It was enough.
Yeah.
It was enough, okay. But better not to have such experience. Svetlana.
It was more than one night, but anyone should experience just one night at least to understand what means the war exactly.
Yes, unfortunately, it's our experience, but what can we do with this? Svetlana, what is your experience? How what changed the cooperation? What was the main obstacles? Now we heard already about the missing database, about a language problem, and that we needs to make understanding more real and more closer to the reality. Which experience you can share with us?
Just to add to a previous conversation, a few months ago I traveled with Kherson deputy mayor to Norrköping, Sweden municipality, and during this night when we were in Sweden, some drones flew on airports. And after that, deputy mayor shared their experience, how they manage this difficult situation in Kherson. And there were more than 20 people from different institutions in Sweden, and they just were shocked. They not prepared for that. It's all that he said, it's new for them. But back to your question. My dream, it's national programs like we have in Sweden, like we have in Germany, which support municipal partnerships. And also, it would be fantastic if Romania considers supporting local level reconstruction through partnership with municipalities. This is infrastructure which I mentioned, facilitators, interpretation, small funds for first project, and opportunities travel to each other. When we started our partnership, now we have 100 partnerships in 7 countries in the European Union and United States. We have a protocol, and it's not just about meeting between mayors and local government teams. After that, we organize meeting between NGO, between business, between doctors, because it's very important to build this partnership more deeply. And Ihor yesterday told me a very important thing that, for instance, when a Romanian company is thinking about invest to business in Ukraine, if they know mayors, they can call and ask, can I trust to this entrepreneur? What is your local law or national law? What I should know about your country and about your region? Of course, this company can have beautiful brand, Instagram and website, but as you said, it's about trust. It's very, very important. And what we can do together now after this event, we can just call to your mayors in Romania, which you know, and ask, do you already have partner in Ukraine? If no, just call to us and we match them.
Svetlana, thank you very much for sharing your experience. And I'm sure that in our room we have a lot of representatives from local municipalities who have really practical experience of cross-border cooperation. Do you want to share with us your experience, your obstacles, and maybe you have some advice how to make this local cooperation more active? Please.
I can do it from the point of view of Chernivtsi region. So we are located on the border with Moldova and Romania. So we are participants of free Interact Next program. This is Interact Next Ukraine, Romania, Hungary, and Slovakia. And nowadays this is additional program Interact Next Ukraine, Moldova. So we have an opportunity to participate in transborder cooperation through this Interact Next program. As you mentioned in your speeches, the main problem is the activity of communities, of municipalities. They have to be more active. To increase their capacity, we have an Agency for Regional Development. And inside the Agency of Regional Development, we created a special project management office, which helps to create the application. So what we demand from our communities, give us ideas, give us numbers, figures, all the documents, and then we help them to prepare the application, because application process is not that easy. And to facilitate this, what I do as a deputy head of the regional state administration, so I gather for the meeting separately education, so representatives from communities which are responsible for education, healthcare, energy efficiency, etc. So then we present them the possibilities, the opportunities which them give this Interact Next program. And after those meetings, usually, yes, some ideas are born. And after that, we have another obstacle to find partner. When we prepare a project and or project idea, to find a partner in Romania, for example, in Romania, or in Slovakia, in Hungary. So this is another obstacle. And to manage with this, today, for example, I had a special conversation with the president of Suceava Council in Romania to have a meeting for the head of communities from Romania and from Ukraine. And we can organize this, for example, on their border in Siret. This is close to the Ukrainian border. And we have a meeting just to introduce them the opportunities, introduce them the ideas, and then to collect. And as well, I spoke with Monica, and we agreed to have such a meeting. Additionally, in Siget, to facilitate the process, to introduce the communities. So the main obstacle is the activity of Gromada. If Gromada believes this is possible, they will do it. Of course, then a lack of professional skills of people, language skills, etc., etc. But first, what you need, this is wish. If you have a wish, you have a vision, so you will find all the ways to make it possible. So this is our recipe. I cannot say that we have succeeded a lot in this process, but we are on the beginning of our way, and I'm sure we'll be succeeded. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other questions or comments? Please.
I have one comment and one small question. Now, my comment is we have the 10 years experience of cooperation with Romanian cities. We have 4 cities that we cooperate with. We have 5 projects implemented, have already implemented, now 4 ongoing. But it's about the trust, as Svetlana said, because I can call to Raluca from Botoșani and said, Raluca, there is a new call. Are you in? Let's prepare the application. She said, yes, let's go. I called to Mirela from Siget and said, Mirela, we are in the new call or not? She said, yeah, let's go. Now we're preparing 6 more applications to the European Union. But my question and my proposition is that Svetlana talked about, that all the countries, for example, we have the cooperation with Potsdam in Germany, and we use the Engagement Global program. This is a program that's financed by the government of Germany. And we have Polaris program that we cooperate with Luleå in Sweden. This is a Polaris program that we use money from that finance from the Swedish government. And as I heard yesterday and today, there is a big preparation for the future cooperation between Romania and Ukraine. The new roads, new airports, new ports, new infrastructure for business. So let's divide my question into two. First of all, you have a big experience in municipal level, how to prepare for the European funds and European big grants, infrastructural grants, repairing roads, bridges, new transport, and so on. So how we have to prepare our municipalities. This is the first experience. Then the second experience, how this business have to be prepared for the intervention of European Union, big business, to sell the business, to prepare the new certificates, and so on. So my proposition and my question is, if it is possible to prepare the program between the parliaments and the governments of Ukraine and Romania, of preparing the Ukrainian companies and municipalities to entering the European Union using the experience of our Romanian partners. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think it's a very practical advice and a very practical wish. And I see there is one question or comments, but it's going to be the last one.
Hello, my name is Valery Kravets. I'm from German Marshall Fund, Black Sea office. I have several points to this discussion. First of all, I want to address your question where municipality and local government can have this amount of project managers and another staff. In recent published analysis that we did this year, I think in April or May, we analyzed 18 communities from Ukraine, from different parts of Ukraine, how the local governments, local business and NGOs from local level, grassroots organizations cooperated to overcome challenges of the war. And you know, answer is you can ask local NGOs to help, not to substitute. You can get this time to grow your own staff, to teach them project management, English, but in this time you can use help from local organizations who is ready to help and happy to help. Another point that Alona, I expect she's still online, pointed how we can invest on local level in public water system, heating system. I have been last week on Rebuild Ukraine in Warsaw, and I have a lot of conversation with representatives of local government. And all of them said that they have this tariff problem because we have this National Energy and Utility Regulational Commission who is somehow fixed these tariffs on non-profitable level. And without profit, you cannot get this investment on local level. So it is a question to you and also to Alena, how we can solve it on national level. And third point, I should be...
Sorry, we are really out of the time. And we have one very special moment at the end of our session.
Yes, I understand. Third point, to how connect a local community from Ukraine with counterparts from Europe. You can use diaspora. Because in Romania we have several cities where the Ukrainian diaspora is very active and has this connect with local municipality. You can use it.
Thank you very much for your comments and for all your very important questions. But could you please be like really very brief in your answers?
Okay, first of all, Igor, yeah, what the question about the option for preparation between programs between Ukraine and EU on the level of governments, I think that's a few parts. Yeah, first of all, you need legal framework. Without legal framework, it doesn't work. Another point is supervision, and one more point, transparency. Unfortunately, I'm not sure right now even our local self-government is ready for such high level of transparency we needed when we are talking about European funding. About your questions, just short answers. First of all, about energy, yeah? About prices and so on. The question, okay, about tariffs. About tariffs, yeah, but first of all, the question is not just in a policy of regulator. The question is just in a policy at all. Unfortunately, I'll be realistic. Right now, during the period of full-scale war, during a period of martial law, we got no possibility to go back to the market tariffs. That's the answer. I mean, even if local self-governments, local authorities are talking about this, I'm not sure they're ready to take this responsibility and speak honest with society that we need to make X3, for example, for tariffs right now during the full-scale war. And one more point from your side was about the role of NGOs. Me personally, I prefer to build institutions. So we need more level of capacity just inside the structures. Of course, we got such examples of NGO.
So we will continue such discussion after our panel discussion.
Unfortunately, not all NGOs are also such effective that, for example, Svetlana's. Sometimes they're working not in the interest of municipality and the state, they're working just for their personal private interest with grants, honestly.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Svetlana, could you please give really very quick answer?
Very quick. First of all, about question of Ihor, as have to prepare municipalities. Now about our special moment, we'll start about that and our cooperation with New Strategy Center. So we should build program who help prepare municipalities for that, train in real context. Yes, we know some cases when NGO work together with municipalities, yes, but it depends, it's independent organization. If yes, it's really great. And second, about diaspora, yes, we also have many cases when diaspora like a motor to develop this municipal partnership, because it's about their country and they feel that they want to help. So now in Romania we don't work with diaspora, but we would like to.
Thank you very much. As a summary, I ask our panelists just to tell one word, what do we really need for successful cross-border cooperation? Only one word, only very quick.
Trust.
Vitaly. Svetlana? Trust?
New connections.
Sorry?
New connections.
New elections?
Connections.
We are not in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, it's also true. Thank you very much for such an active, intensive discussion. Thank you all for being with us. And now I have really very, very special honor to announce about one practical step of making cross-border cooperation real. I'm happy to announce signing memorandum of cooperation between Cities for Cities and the Association of Public Administrators in Romania. And I invite Svetlana Blinova from Cities for Cities and Mr. Marin Florea, President of Association of Public Administrators in Romania, to making this very important and practical step. So it's a practical step, and as Svetlana shared already with me, it's about exchanging experience. It's about making all practical steps for making cross-border cooperation real, because Ukrainian cities they have possibility to get educations in Romania, to have different meetings to make it possible. Please.
Thank you. First of all, this moment, yes?
Now we have signatures from both parties, right? It's also very practical advice, Roman. Congratulations, and we all wish you big success in your cooperation. Thank you, everyone, for participating in this panel. Yes, of course. I invite you back to the stage because we want to have pictures all together at our panel.